Hello, nurse friends. So I'm sitting here just thinking about my introduction into nursing, specifically when I finished passing the NCLEX and I basically did the orientation for my job and I went through the preceptorship and I was allowed to be on my own. Ugh. Even in thinking about that now and even having 4 years of experience and thinking about that feeling was just an overwhelming feeling for me. But it was so many different emotions that were going through my head at that moment, because I felt like, wow, I had spent the time busting my butt in nursing school. Right? I did well in nursing school. I didn't just do the assignments, but I actually understood. Went to clinicals, I paid attention, I did all the skills, and then I even did orientation, new nurse orientation with my job. I did preceptorship, or I had a preceptor when I was on the floor, and y'all, I still felt unprepared when it came down to independently taking care of my patients. And so I plagued myself with all kind of thoughts of trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? What steps did I miss? What was wrong with me? That it seemed like everyone else, other nurses who basically were starting out with me, seemed so far in advance, and I felt like I was alone. I felt overwhelmed because I was trying to figure out what I did wrong so that I can fix it in order to be a great nurse, right? So I walked into work with so many emotions, feeling alone, sometimes wanting to quit, feeling isolated, feeling like people were going to find out that I was not a real nurse. And what I understood through time wasn't that my nursing school didn't adequately train me, or that the orientation that I went through with my job, or the time I spent with my preceptor was not it was null and void. It wasn't that. It was actually getting to the floor and actually having my patients and understanding how to create a routine for myself, right? I didn't understand necessarily how to prioritize, and I needed to establish my own routine in taking care of patients. And I needed to understand how to bounce back just in case I get report and God forbid one of my 5 patients starts declining. What do I do? How do I prioritize? How do I adequately delegate to my PCA? Like, these are the things that, yes, you read about. No one actually really tells you that. You learn it through experience. And so what I want to basically encourage you all as new nurses to understand that it is not that you are not adequately trained as a nurse. It is that it's going to take time to actually establish a personalized routine in order to adequately take care of patients, understanding what your role is and what you're going to do every time you come into the hospital. Are you going to immediately go and get your assignment? Yes. Are you going to get your handoff report? Yes. Are you going to physically do your assessment first, or are you going to do something else? You need to come up with your personalized routine, and that will either be gleaning from other nurses, watching other nurses, talking to other nurses, and understanding what will work best for me. And so I realized that through time, through trial and error of doing things day to day and things not working, that I established a routine. But if that routine still is not working, I want to give you some little bit of encouragement to help you get to that point where you have your routine, and do yourself a favor and go to my Stand store, where you can download my free ebook that just basically helps you get through that first year of nursing. That gives you the core tools and tips in order to get you through that difficult year, because it will be a difficult year, but it will be a great year that will establish the whole course of your nursing career. That whole year is all about just basically getting yourself out there and understanding how you will move as a nurse, what your routine is, how you will handle your patients and getting report, how you would delegate to your PCA. So take it slow. Don't think that you have to know everything at once, and know that it's going to take time to establish your routine. But as you're establishing routine, know that the Nurse Collective is here pushing you along this journey, and you are already an exceptional nurse. All right, bye you guys.